What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for checking this video out. Now, I know it's been a long time since my last video, almost 2 months. But of course, like many of us, there's collecting and there's life. So before I get into this review, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on with me the past couple of months. You can skip this, forward it, check the next video out, what have you, but I mean, hey, shit happens, and I kind of just want to just talk about it a little bit. It feels good to kind of like let a couple of things out. Maybe other people have been in the same boat or have experienced something similar. So I'm just going to share a couple of things and we'll get right back into focus. So from some of my previous videos, we can call it a continuation of what I was talking about in some of the recent ones. Reevaluating my collection, rearranging, downsizing, really trying to focus on a theme that really hits home, that I'm not over flooded with figures. I'm not team building, army building, stuff like that. I mean, maybe for some, I'll buy like 2 or 3 if they do require, or if I do really want some type of like a group, team or clan like the Foot Soldiers. That's something I'm going to go for. And not for nothing, for a lot of pieces, it takes me days, sometimes weeks, to just try to look forward and think to myself, is this something that I'm really going to want? Do I really want it? Do I need it? And again, when we talk about resale, I'm not trying to scalp stuff. Recently on my eBay, I've sold a lot of things at either under retail or just a little bit right above. One of my last sold listings for eBay was the gold label Batman, the '89 Batmobile. I didn't want to let it go. I love that Batmobile. But I think I'm going to end up getting the Mesco 5 points one, so I kind of want to stick to a little bit of smaller scales. I don't need the huge vehicles anymore, whatnot, but some guy shot me an offer for about 80 bucks. I sold it for 80 bucks, just, you know, loose, no Alfred. Wait, that one didn't come with Alfred. That's the one that came with the '89 Batman, the Batman Forever comes with the Alfred. But seeing a lot of those prices for that Batmobile on eBay was like $125, $150, even up to like $190, like crazy prices. So just want to move things, help other collectors, and amongst other things, a couple of vintage figures, vintage Turtles, vintage Toy Biz, X-Men, Marvel, stuff like that. Only keeping a handful of some of the characters that I really liked. I guess in the collecting aspect. So redid a room, broke down a lot of stuff, and of course I also don't want tons of figures displayed because it gets overwhelming. Like, holy shit, like the dusting, the moving, the possibility of a figure falling over, knocking over another, 10, 12 figures, whatever you have displayed in that certain section. So I kind of just want to keep like just a simple theme with a character or 2, maybe 3, because the weapons, the posing, the spacing, for me it's been a lot lately. So, and I kind of want to keep it as simple and as direct as possible. So a lot of the other figures that I've had displayed loosely are in bins. They're packed away well, but other than that, haven't been buying too much stuff or going too much on the toy hunts because I've been saving up for a new vehicle. My previous vehicle had some electrical issues where it kept draining my battery, and after testing out a couple of other parts such as the alternator or the starter, which weren't the issue, it just my mechanic and myself were just kind of boggled and we couldn't figure something out. So saved up some money, got a better vehicle, so I'm back on the road. And of course, just not to mention unexpected expenses, vehicle repairs, extra bills, stuff that just pops out of nowhere. So just been putting the collecting aside a little bit, not too much focused, but there comes a point in time where you just have to start to prioritize and take care of the immediate so that we can continue to live and progress and move forward and be able to enjoy the things that we have, or enjoy the things that we do, because if you let your priorities go, what do you have left? I mean, these figures aren't gonna fucking pay my rent. These figures aren't gonna, take care of my bills and whatnot. So, but right, yeah, enough about that. Just wanted to give a little backstory. Just my focus has been elsewhere, so that's why I've been a little MIA the past 2 months. Here's a couple of things that I have picked up, so check these out. One thing I did pick up was this awesome Mutant module. When they announced it, I was like, man, I have to go to Target. I gotta go find this, and luckily I did. They were doing a reset. The guy, some employees didn't want to take it out from the back because it was, Target was going through a reset in my area. But another friend of mine messaged me the next day, and he's like, hey man, I can pull one out for you, so if you want to come by and pick it up, just let me know when you're here. I'll pull it out from the back and we can set you up. So I was like, badass, because that's something I did not want to hunt for or have to fight other collectors in my area here. So I finally found this damn NECA shredder. Now, I've been looking for this shredder. I've been wanting an updated shredder. I finally got it, but I haven't gotten around to opening it, so that should be coming out soon. But I'm sure you guys have already seen lots of different reviews on this NECA shredder. Some QC issues from what I've seen in some of these Turtle Facebook groups, but hey, it's NECA. What do you expect? Picked up some badass vintage stuff at my local collectible store, Infinite Apparel and Collectibles in Laredo, Texas. You can check them out on Facebook. Here's the page. But yeah, this place has a lot of neat stuff and very well priced. This is not your collectible shop where it's like 50-60% above retail. Like, everything is fair, well priced, awesome stock, and sometimes you find a lot of hidden gems and older stuff that just either comes in or they pull out of the vault. So I picked up this Phantom Flyer, this old school Beetlejuice figure, and this creepy Cadillac. So this thing was really awesome. I also pre-ordered the Beast Kingdom re-release of the '89 Batman, and look how it came. Freaking inverted backwards, or inserted inverted. Fucking crazy, like just my luck. Like I order something, I get it, and like I haven't even opened it. Like, this thing's gonna be worth a fortune. So yeah, just a couple of things I've picked up, but I went over to one of my local Walmarts earlier this evening, and or I guess a little bit before closing, because like, man, what a time to be a collector. Apparently Walmart has these new setups in the middle of the aisle, stacked with re-released Marvel Legends, the Spider-Man, a shitload of G.I. Joes, new Motu figures, new wrestling figures that people are going crazy for. And I haven't seen them at two of the Walmarts that I've been to, but I went to this one other Walmart that I like to go to. It's just a little further, and granted, I was there a couple of days before they set this up, and going there and seeing it now, it's like, man, I should have been here like 2 or 3 days ago. Maybe I would have caught something a little cooler. But anyway, something I was pretty excited about, and again, I'm gonna nitpick this line because I don't want to get crazy into another rabbit hole, but seeing it in person I was pretty impressed. I didn't expect it to be sort of looking like a deluxe figure, but the new Masters of the Universe and Thundercats crossover, Skelra, like this looks badass. This looks really cool. My local comic shop is going to get some of the other figures. I don't know how long it'll take him to get this one, but you never know. This might be one of the hot ones, but that Battle Cat Cringer is looking awesome too, so that's going to be the next one I want to get. But yeah, we're going to check this one out today, guys. So did we need another crossover? Not really, but much like Hollywood, do we really need all these remakes of the old classics from the 80s and 90s? Not really. But these toy companies know exactly who they're marketing to. It's not the new generation. It's not the younger kids. It's a lot of us 80s and 90s kids that grew up with this stuff. And of course, your small little niche of a demographic, new collectors and other, I guess the younger crowd that might be influenced by older uncle, cousins, even parents, So now, did we ever think we were gonna get a Motu Thundercats crossover? Maybe some people thought it just out of like sheer nostalgia, or like, hey, what if they did this and whatnot. But I never thought we'd see a line like this, a toy line like this. Just like we never thought, I thought it, but didn't think it actually come to be. Turtles and Grayskull, or the Motu and Turtles crossover, which That's one of the lines, it's one of the figures that I've got in bins because it's too many of them. So of course, coming from Mattel, we're gonna have the same packaging of all the other Motu style figures and toys, and of course this is similar to a deluxe packaging. So they kept all the elements of Master of the Universe, the exploding asteroid or rock, whatever. The font, they kept the Thundercats logo. You get extra pieces, of course, because we're gonna switch and Kid Bash. This is basically Kid Bash figure. You're getting a body with pieces and you're making two different characters, so pretty neat. I'm not going to go through much to the packaging. I'm sure you guys already know. We know what to expect. You know, the figures, concept art, Momra here, Skeletor on the other side. So enough about this. Let's bust this baby out of the box. So Skeletor right out of the package, and there's not much to this presentation of Skeletor in the Momra essence. Very Skelegod Masterverse-ish, if you ask me, kind of, and of course not equally, but you know, you got the horns and, you know, the bigger, beefier body. I wonder if they used the Andre the Giant body or if it's a completely different mold. I don't have that figure to compare, so I wouldn't know, and I don't have that deluxe Motu Turtles of Grayskull Krang anymore, unfortunately, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if this is you know, the same body mold. It does look fairly close. Maybe another review or somebody else did the comparison and confirmed that or whatnot. But so again, we're basically just kid bashing this figure, and Mattel is one of the companies that is good at that, because even some of these parts, especially like the head sculpts and maybe a couple of other things for certain figures, you can switch off even with the Masterverse, like the 6-inch figures from Origins to Masterverse. That works, and even some of the classic wrestlers to the Elite Legends and the Ultimate Edition WWE figures. I've done that with a couple of figures, Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, Bret Hart. So that's one real cool thing about Mattel. And these line of figures, you can interchange and swap body parts, and they will fit fairly well. For Motu collectors, if you want a new updated kick-ass Skeletor, this is a great figure, although it does have the Momra double snake helix symbol on his chest, so you might want to modify that if you're looking to do that, or if you want to keep it as is, that's totally fine. Now, I just think it's a lot to do when you're kid bashing, but hey, that's part of it. So you got the waist belt there, his hood. Now that looks, I don't know. Use your imagination. So again, as far as kid bashing, okay, so no, absolutely not. It'd be cool if we got a Scareglow head like this, but here we have the Origin Scareglow, and of course, there you go. Now you have a glow-in-the-dark Skeletor, Momra head, whatever. But again, kid bashing unlimited with this line. And we got a cartoon Skeletor right here. Filmation Skeletor, yep. It's perfect, of course. Of course, color's a little off, but that's... it really doesn't matter. It fits. And for the Thundercat fans, here we go. You got the Momra skirt, kilt, whatever you want to call it, and it doesn't have a tag of which way it goes or not, so I guess whichever way you want to put it, guys. There's no actual molding or direction of which it goes, but I think that fits a little more comfortably and natural to the hips, so we're going to use that side. And this here like so. Okay, so this doesn't have a fastening piece like the way Skeletor's harness does, or like most Motu pieces that have that either the belt or like this little connect and secure little feature here to keep these things in place. So we got that, and where does this one go? On his hand. Alright, set, head sculpt, and his double-bladed bow staff. But not for nothing, I think this makes a much better Mumra than it does Skeletor. Now this is like the complete Mumra figure with just little bits and pieces of Skeletor, so I guess it's mainly Mumra versus Skeletor. Again, what a time to be a collector. Stuff like this we didn't think we were ever going to get, or much less think how they'd come out. So for Thundercats fans, this is something you definitely want to pick up, add to your collection, and not necessarily have to go, deep into the rabbit hole with getting every single Master of the Universe and Thundercats crossover figure. But of course you can pick and choose and see what you would like to add to your Thundercats collection, and I think this Mumra is a must-have, of course. It's like collecting Ninja Turtles and you don't have a damn shredder. I'm not gonna go into paint apps or anything like that. You're already seeing it. It's very simple. Mattel does pretty good at their paint apps for the Origins figures. Sometimes, not very often do you get botched paint or mispaints or anything like that. So, but of course you can clearly see as I was turning it around, and articulation is the same as all the other ones. Everything's removable. You can pop arms off, switch them off with other figures. Again, I don't think many of us, or a lot of us, are new to Motu Origins, and we've already had our fair share of certain reviews, figures, and whatnot, because they first re-released the whole retro play with updated articulation back in 2020, and I wasn't sure how awesome they were going to hit, but they're doing a damn good job. And with all these crossovers and new releases and everything else they've come up with, other companies as well, there's a lot to keep up with. So again, this figure being a little different from your standard Motu 5-inch, this figure is approximately, wow, tip of the head is 7 inches. Ha! Do a little comparison here. Very close to a NECA figure, and we know NECA figures are a little larger than 112. Beast Kingdom Batman, it gives it a run for its money. It's not too far off as opposed to other Motu figures. And of course, let's check out Super 7. Now look at that. Scaling is good. Well, maybe not so much, but just the detail, the structure, the mold of Super 7 still is a little better than Origins, as Origins is a bit more simpler. But had it been any other character, let's say Panthro, it scales well with the Super 7s, because the Super 7 Mumra is like fucking stacked. And of course, the last feature for this figure we cannot forget comes with cape inserts, or wings, whatever you want to call it, a winged cape. But this is a really, really cool. We'll go with the purple showcasing on the inside and the red on the outside. Now, the only other thing I wish they did include was maybe extra sets of hands, better gesturing hands, because they're sharing just regular weapon gripping hands. They could have had, like a power grip or a point, or something, Even if it was 2 sets of extra hands, that would have been fine, but not for nothing. It's a great figure. You get 2 in 1, you get extra pieces for kid bashing, and they are out now. So nostalgia items for collectors of the 80s and 90s, get ready. So YouTube, thanks for checking this video out, and excuse my little rant at the beginning. Again, you could have, if you made it this far, awesome, thank you. You could have skipped it, fast forward, or just gone to the next video, whatever. But it's sort of a get to know your reviewer type of thing and what's been going on. Not that anybody cares, but hey, I've made a lot of friends out there on YouTube. We messaged each other, exchanged some info, met some people off of the Facebook collector groups, and I am grateful and thankful for that. So you guys, good luck on your hunts. Hope you get all your scores, and we'll catch you on the next one.